Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today here inside the Katenna. That's right, the ship, the interdimensional ship that crashed into the bloom many times ago. For years ago, I say times. I don't know if it's years, months, eons. It is times, many times ago. So let's see what this machine does for us, because we're looking for some sort of Ooh. Is that a bug? No, that's an interface. A pale blue light pulses gently. The air in this space feels charged, almost solid. A small glass control panel, apparently hovering in the air, winks with light and fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel. Don't worry, these guys are fine. Before you oh no, wait a minute, they're not. They are new ones. Before you touch it, ghosts materialize around you, crowding you with their intangible presence, with their need. The nearly transparent Variellen speaks. What do you intend with this? Suffering will come if you persist. You close your eyes and listen to the psychic chambers of chatter of the ghosts, and then you realize that they have no thoughts of their own. They are being controlled from a central point. You focus your thoughts at the core, but its psychic defenses are impenetrable. These are not ghosts. These are holograms. Let's ignore the ghosts and interact with the control panel. You study the control panel carefully. If the Katenna were in motion, you suspect it would convey much more information than it is currently available. As it is, you're able to see that it has traveled to thousands of destinations along a route that follows specific dimensional pathways on a circuit that, if you're reading this right, reached through the stars. The panel brings up a wealth of information about the Katenna subsystems in the form of tiny animated images. One of the icons appears to initiate the sequence to eject the Katenna's power core. Yeah, let's do that. You press the icon. Immediately a host of other icons spring to life. From what you can tell, multiple steps must occur before the power can be removed. You'll have to draw the power source from the assembly, direct it to a containment unit, and then cause the containment anchors to release. Then you can extract the unit from the machine. It seems like this should be fairly straightforward, if laborious. The Variellen ghost interposes itself. We are concerned. We ask you to consider, or to reconsider. You ignore him and press another icon. Lightning begins to dance across the panel. If you're not careful, you might get hurt. Let's continue the project of ejecting the core, working around the arcs of electricity. Okay, so that can be done by anybody. Does anybody have quick fingers here? Well, you do, but you're pretty bad at this. 60. Let's see if I can get a better 81. That's good. That's good. And over here we have an 85. Oh, I say 81. It's 85. I'm just gonna go with that. Right there. Success for 85%. It appears that the arcs fire in a complicated pattern, but a few moments of regarding the pattern settles it in your mind. Your fingers dart in and out until at last you manage to complete the process. The power core has been ejected from the assembly. Now you need to move it onto the containment unit. You start to transfer the transferred sequence, but suddenly the control panel goes dark. The ghosts thicken around you. You will doom us to oblivion. Under their voices a stronger undercurrent thrums, a subsonic pulse that quivers in your gut. They're not talking to me, I don't think. Let's divert the power back to the control panel. That seems pretty simple. Lower machinery. You tap the broken power image, the old icons disappear, and a new screen of options appears. You study it carefully. One of the images shows an alien claw swiping through a complicated series of gestures at the panel, and then pushing an icon that looks like a wave. You imitate its motions, and the panel winks back to full functionality. Now that power has been restored, you are able to complete the transfer of the core. It appears, at least according to the instructions, that the only task remaining is to remove the containment unit. Unfortunately, the unit appears to be stuck. The column of light has locked the containment device into place. It seems the Katenna is working to stop you. Yeah, I figured that's why it's sending the ghosts and all this sort of stuff to scare me or something. The ghosts of the passengers crowd around you, and though they cannot touch you, they can distract you. Light shines into your eyes, voices fill your ears, and all of them whisper and urge you to stop what you intend. Let's disable the containment field over here. See, I mean, it's pretty easy, so might as well do that. Leaning close, you study the icons and symbols, trying to ascertain their meaning. It looks like they need to enter information in the proper order. Like you need to enter information in the proper order. You settle in for applied experimentation. Slowly, methodically, you uncover the correct sequence. You enter it, and the containment field winks out. Please stop, the ghost whispers as one. Please. You open the containment unit, revealing a single functional power source. The others are silent and dead. You examine the power source, the power supply more closely, and a sudden shift in perspective leaves you nauseous.
I'll remember that.
It is as if you look down upon a billion stars swirling around holes of pure emptiness, a darkness deeper than anything you have seen before. You see red lines shift towards infrared and then blackness. Yeah, that's black holes. And then the holes burst open in a fountain of brilliant white. The foundation scatters stars that circle around new holes, fade to black, and the cycle repeats. The Katenna seems to run on collapsing singularities. Collapsing singularities? Is that a thing? Because it's the because they explode, right? Then the holes burst open. Yeah. So a singularity, basically the problem. So the theoretical, for those of you that don't know, basically, don't take on my word on this, but I know a little bit of the common understanding of what black holes actually are. So you see, it's like you can turn a knob for gravity at a certain point. That's what it's called, a singularity. It's basically infinite gravity. And the problem with that is if you have infinite gravity, which means that everything is very, 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 very pulled towards it, that's the black hole. If you have infinite gravity, even light itself can travel fast enough to come out of the black hole. And that's actually more complex than that because it actually inverts light itself into itself, so it never even travels. But that's a physical phenomenon. It's weird to explain. I don't really understand it. The thing with that is that once it breaks the singularity, once it collapses, then it would release infinite energy from it. Or not actually infinite energy. If it collapses the singularity itself, it probably would not. It would release whatever energy was trapped at the moment in the black hole, which would mean a fountain of brilliant white. But then again, it could be a never-ending circle of itself, but how is it getting actually run on that? I don't really understand, but, well, it's just science fiction. This cylinder was one of 10 that once fueled the crashed Katenna in the Bloom. It appears to tap into the power of collapsing singularities. It is a rare source of energy, and only a few special devices would benefit from its unique properties. And we have such one device. Or one such device. The lights of the Katenna flicker and dim, fading slowly as the residual power within them expires. The further lights go first, darkness marching along the Katenna towards the power source. As the slow wave of darkness builds, it snatches the ghosts into oblivion as well. It didn't actually shut down the lights, but the ghosts are gone. They were just holograms. It doesn't mean that they weren't actually people in the ship, but artificial intelligences, people, you know what I mean. Anyway, it could be that. It could be that, but I didn't want to talk to them. My character didn't see them as people. So, yeah, that's what they got. Okay, so let's continue. Let's have a chat here with Garcotto. This guy is apparently very important. Also, I'm very curious to know if our wall not being able to go into Surgeon's Nest or whatever that place was actually a bug or not. I'm kind of afraid of that. That it is a bug, that we're kind of stuck, because that is game breaking if that's the case. But then again, I might be able to talk to the developers and see what they can do, or somebody else might have a solution. I might have a console command that can just let me go in or something. But apparently, it's a guard that needs to talk to me up in Surgeon's Nest or whatever that is. So we got a few guards. Speaking of which, let's see. This statue is identical to its nearby twin, except for the fact that its head has fallen off. Indeed. This statue depicts an eyeless, many-breasted mutant. It appears to be screaming. It is. Very, very upset with the whole thing. And the guy is screaming as well. Hello, sir? You stand before its noble grace, Garcotto. Keep your tongue civil, and you'll keep your tongue. That's good advice, thank you very much. Hands away from your weapons, human. Indeed, thank you. Okay, so they both give me different advice, and this is Garcotto. I suppose he's inside, or she's inside, or is it a machine? Hello? You stand before a painted spherical tank, fashioned of metal and synth. The paint is old and cracking. Inside the tank is a murky liquid, or possibly a thickened gas, and every so often you can see motion from a flipper, or a strangely deformed arm within. A cleverly disguised grill on the front of the tank squawks out the distorted voice of the tank's occupant. It buzzes and moans, drawing out some words and shortening others in a burst of static. I am Garcotto, it says, a prince of the Fahat, and their delegate here in Little Niliash. The voice spits and pops. You have my gratitude for averting the violence with Memovita's soldiers, but I must know, why did you act Well, I felt like it felt like the right thing to do. It takes a moment, but you identify the strange hissing from the grill as a kind of asthmatic laughter. The humans were most definitely in trouble, it says. However, their deaths would have transferred that trouble to me, and so you have saved me from an inconvenience, and for this you have my gratitude. The bloom is dangerous now, and I would shield my people from that danger, as would the Memovita, I hope. Inadvertently just, it thinks, I wonder if this human is worth dealing with. Do we know who he is? Did we get to interact with something from his past in that Memovita from the mutants? Because I don't remember where that was. I think that was upstairs, or that was on the surface, not actually in here in the bloom, in the other Memovita, the mutant Memovita. But I don't know. The flux in the bloom, or the flux in the bloom, it says, and thus the Memovita's weakness is apparent in the instability of the maws we use for trade and transport. The old maws are closing, and new ones open to take their place. There is a new maw here in Little Niliash. Yeah, I saw it. One I would like to see opened, but the Memovita refuses to aid me. She won't even leave her fortress. But I have said enough. What would you have from me? Well, actually, many things. I'm looking for two thieves called Deli and Vrung. I was told I could find them here. This is their home, yes. At the moment, they are hiding at the end of an alley. Can you tell me about them? Young mutants, the prince replies, though not the best of our kind. Deli possessed a great empathy, a psychic reverberation, while Vrung's powers are more subtle. Deli has changed since her association with Vrung, who has always been dangerous. Troublesome, perhaps. As long as they do nothing harmful to our people, I do not act. But I will not hesitate should that situation change. Okay, so what was the approximate cause of the fight between the Memovita's guards and your people? The tank's grill spits a shower of sparks. The bloom no longer favors the Memovita. The bloom is the source of the Memovita's power. If she has no power, the obligation to pay for her protection has vanished. We pay for reality, not promises. The distorted voice crackles with an electric sigh. Perhaps our people have grown tired of the humans taking. Well, perhaps they have. Where did your people come from? Maybe through the malls? Our home is the city of Niliash. Oh, so that explains it. In the steadfasts beyond. My cousins of the Fahat rule over the three-tier city wisely and well. When a mall portal opened in Niliash, we investigated to see if we might eke out a profit. We saw enough possibility that our explorers sent for me, a minor prince of the Fahat. I was to head this trade embassy. And the speaker takes a slightly embarrassed noise. I did not think that the mall would close behind us, but 10 years ago, it did. So you were here already for quite a lot of time. I think that means that he was here for a while, and then the mall closed 10 years ago. Tell me about Steadfast. I've heard of this place before. You ask much of me. I can tell you only what I have heard, for our glorious city is in what they call the Beyond. The Steadfast is a collection of kingdoms, principalities, and other lesser denominations of feudalism, held together through the dictates of their religion, the Order of Truth. The Aeon priests of the Order have spread their faith far and wide. I hear they have even established a foothold in the city of Sagas Cliffs. Really? So what can you tell me of the Fahat? My brethren are blessed mutants, each diverging into a new pathway for humanity. We rule over the city of Niliash, using the powers bestowed by our remarkable births to lead normal humanity to a new age of possibilities. I like how he just says normal humanity. We are close in spirit, yet rivals in politics. For the truth of a mutant lie in what? For the truth of a mutation lies in its ability to prove its use. The subtleties of our machinations are lost here, alas. Huh. Okay, tell me more about it, about the city Niliash. The speaker is silent for a moment. The city was once a machine, it says. A colossal device that creates churn. Churn? What is that? Churn? Creates churn? Yeah. We built atop the machine, creating elaborate structures and impossible architectures, and our city grew into the sky. The great and powerful Niliash live among the fluted spires and the arcing byways, with powered cars lifting us to the skies in a moment. The shops and palaces of our people. Alas, to think that I might die away from my home. And the voice goes very quiet. To see sunrise over the cold desert again, to speak with Icthli on the concourse one last time, he thinks. Okay, I have other questions. Ask. So why are the maws changing and closing? Do you ask for my knowledge or my conjecture? If the first, then I must confess my ignorance. If the second, and Garcotto pauses considering, and the grill hisses and sparks when the mutant speaks again. If the second, I believe the bloom has a feeding cycle. It is an enormous organism, you know, and I suggest that these events are part of a larger pattern. The mutant's vast bulk shifts in the tank. Perhaps the bloom is preparing itself for a new Memovira. Yeah, I think when I asked that question, the immediate thing that sprung to my mind was that it's got to have something to do with the fact that the Memovira has lost the favor of the bloom. Wait a minute, am I supposed to become the Memovira? Because I keep saying that the bloom likes me. I'm not really sure if that's the case, but that'll be an interesting thing. And if I become the new Memovira, that might be weird for the questline and all that sort of stuff. Do you want to take the Memovira's... Ow, I just bit my tongue. The Memovira's place? Garcotto's laughter spills out into a staticky hiss. I do not desire such responsibility, he says, nor do I seek the attention of the bloom. Okay. Farewell, Garcotto.
Remember that.
Excuse me. As you turn, the speaker buzzes once more. In case word has not yet reached your ear, I'm offering a bounty for the first who can open the newborn maw, and tell me what lies on the other side. And the voice pauses. Of course, the first step is to discover what the maw wishes to eat. Without that knowledge, it cannot be opened. Well, I'll look into it. Very well. Yeah, so finding out what it wishes to eat, that's gonna... we knew that already. That's gonna be interesting. You can dimly make out a misshapen figure that huddles under the makeshift shelter. Its head lolls against the ground, nearly twice the size of its body. Okay, and then we have Eddie over there, and Deli and Vrang! Okay, we found them. What is actually that all about? So journal. A hilt without a blade. Insert, yeah, I know. So newborn maw, that's another quest over there. Broken hearts, help Tibir on a Ving. That's another quest, right? Familiar skies bring the helmet to its owner's people. In Anchorage, yep, people, the Anchorage. Yeah, I'm gonna read those later. I'm just trying to find, yeah. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, I've been told to speak to the doctors of Surgeon Slump in the bloom regarding Aridiz's condition. Well, hopefully that didn't. Hopefully things are good. Twice trouble. Oh, there it is. So these are the two thugs that were harassing Kian and were actually kicking her. Kian is a mutant that is in the other place, in the other side of this wall, basically. And they were, yeah, they were being mean, and they are actually extorting her for protection money or something. Oh, what's going on? Why can't you move? That's not... What happened there? Do you notice that? All the clicks and all that sort of stuff, I don't know. I don't know what that was, but a reload is gonna fix things. There we go. Let's have a chat with Vrung over here. Because Delny, I don't know. Delny is
Making a note.
less active, and Vrung is the mean guy. Or girl, I don't know. This sharp-faced young man, it's a guy, reminds you of a great rodent, more prone to scampering and sidling, then, yeah. Could be sliding, could be a typo, but yeah. More prone to scampering and sidling than running or walking. Shadows play across his face, distorting his features, and you are unable to get a clear glimpse of his face. Even so, or perhaps especially because of it, he seems to bear a notable resemblance to the young woman standing next to him, their faces shifting and changing in near perfect time. At your approach, he sniffles loudly and drools some phlegmy spit across your path. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and though you can't see his face, his tone conveys the sneer clearly enough. What do you want, Papianyai? I don't know that word. His voice echoes eerily, a slight delay between the movement of his lips and the sound reaching your ears. I don't like the look of this one, he thinks. Better get rid of him fast. Are you the pair who've been harassing Kian? He laughs at you. What? Has she been complaining that we're too mean? Too scary? She can afford it, else we'd be visiting someone else more regularly. Well, if I hear that you've been bothering Kian anymore, I'll tear your eyes out and wear them as a necklace. Got it? Oh, that's a proper intimidation check. It's a might one, though. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with maximum one. Not even gonna bother getting my friends to do that. There it is. Could probably do something there. He steps back, looking you up and down. Right, I got it. I'll leave her alone. I promise. I could strangle him right now. Let's not do that. So who's the girl with you? For the briefest moment, you think you see the face of a victim in her shadows. She casts a despairing eye at you, and then the darkness fills her face with a sneer. Her? She's no one. I am Vrung. Well, I asked who the girl with you is. I said she's no one you need to be concerned about. She's my shadow and my hidden blade, and you should take care I don't stick you with her. Well, I can... I want to know about the girl with you. Tell me of her. Why do you keep asking about her? Deli is mine, and she will stay mine until I say otherwise. I am the one who's interesting. I am the one who you should care about. Why won't you let this go? He thinks. This guy is pissing me off. Vrung's rage seems to have loosened his control over his companion, for you see a flash of blue skin beneath the shadows. Her mouth works frantically, as if she's trying to tell you something while her captor struggles with his fury. With an effort of visible will, Vrung brings himself and her back under control again. Why does the girl's face keep changing when you talk? Her? She's no one. I am Vrung. Again. I've heard that your friend here used to be different. What have you done to change her? You can see the woman's mouth. You can see the woman's mouth a plea before the woman mouth a plea. Yeah, not the woman's mouth. The woman mouth a plea before the shadows swallow her features again, and then the hostile sneers return. Her? She's no one. I am Vrung. Okay, I'm gonna strangle him. Because I'm gonna strangle him. Oh, maybe I'm not. I also get that there's always other solutions to each problem. What are you doing here? He looks at you incredulous, his voice dripping with sarcasm, and he replies, We're enjoying the fresh air, taking in the ambience. We are living our lives to their fullest. He looks at the young woman next to him and she begins to titter. Laugh, Deli. We're having a great time, he thinks. What can you tell me about this place? Well, it's a parade every day. Don't let the looks fool you. Little Neely Ash is all about the laughter. Maybe you could let the fluid out of Garcotto's tank. That's a prank that never gets old. Make sure you do it while the guards are watching. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful prank. The mimic bond, the psychic, not mimic, the psychic bond you have on Deli, remove it. He laughs, a shivering peal of mirthless joy that sounds like ice breaking and glass ringing. She is mine. She'll go on my word, not yours. Ah, a bleeding heart, he thinks. Well, you can't do nothing about it. Well, if you don't let her go, I will teach you what suffering truly is. And this time around, I have a friend that can actually do that. No, I don't actually. Oh boy. Well, I do. No, that's me. That's still me. It's good that I have I could get a critical though. That would be interesting. Yeah, it's a shame. What about you? Can you? Oh, 100%. Yeah, I have a friend indeed. You go, Aligarn. You tell them good. The young man opens his mouth for a sarcastic comeback, but realizes that you might be serious. He holds his hands up to placate you. All right, one moment. He concentrates, or rather, doesn't concentrate, and the shadows flow away from his face and body. He's a much scrawnier person than you thought, almost gaunt, and he doesn't look at all dangerous or menacing. I wonder how long this thug's going to stick around the bloom, he thinks. Maybe I can get her back someday. Oh, she's off. He slinks towards the exit quickly. Oh, wait a minute, he's off. Vanishing around the corner. Deli drops to the ground as he vanishes, and her body begins to tremble and shake. Am I free? Oh, gods, the pain! Make it stop! She thinks. Let's try healing on her. That should be okay. I'm the best one at healing, right? Well, yeah. I am definitely the best one at healing. I'm the only one that actually has the skill. Invigorating conversation, apparently. Sure. So stat pull. Oh, that was a critical success. Nice. Her eyes snap open in blind terror, seeking any refuge from the nightmares that seem to be replaying in her head. She sees you then, and she begins to relax immediately, her muscles unclenching one by one, and she eases out of her seizure. Thank the gods you're not Vrung, she whispers. The shadows have peeled away, drifting into the air like poisonous smoke and revealing Deli's true form. Her skin is an iridescent blue, and her hair is bright pink. He's really gone. I can't feel him in my mind. You did it. Fahad be praised, you did it. And she shakes her head as if to clear it, and a small trickle of bluish blood runs from the corner of her mouth when where she bit her tongue or lips. I don't know how to thank you, she says. You must have questions. Well, I do, actually. I do. But we're out of time for the day, so I'm gonna just have to ask you next episode. For now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Torment, Tides of Numenera. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.